Jamaica. The name conjures images of sun-drenched beaches, turquoise waters, and the intoxicating rhythm of reggae. But beneath this idyllic facade lies another Jamaica. This hidden world pulses with ancient traditions, clandestine meetings, and the binding oaths of secret societies. To understand Jamaica in its entirety, one must dare to venture beyond the tourist brochures and delve into the shadows. The existence of secret societies in Jamaica is often met with a knowing nod and a furtive glance. Yet these societies are deeply ingrained in the island's social and political landscape. Some trace their roots back to the days of slavery, blending African traditions and Christian beliefs. Others are rooted in European Freemasonry or the Rastafarian movement, each with its unique influence. The secrecy surrounding these societies only adds to their mystique. Rumours abound of clandestine meetings, ancient rituals, and powerful oaths of allegiance. Whether their purpose is mutual aid, social causes, or political power, their existence is shrouded in mystery. This exploration seeks to shed light on these enigmatic organisations and their enduring impact on Jamaican society. To understand the origins of Jamaica's secret societies, we must journey back to the darkest chapter of the island's history, slavery. The transatlantic slave trade brought millions of Africans to Jamaica's shores, subjecting them to unimaginable brutality. On the plantations, enslaved Africans were stripped of their names, languages, and cultures, yet their spirit remained unbroken. In the face of oppression, enslaved Africans clung to their ancestral traditions and spiritual practices. These expressions of faith and heritage became acts of resistance. This suppression only served to push these spiritual practices further underground. Enslaved Africans gathered in secret to practice their rituals and share stories of their ancestors. These clandestine meetings were acts of defiance and hope, forging a new identity. These early forms of clandestine organization planted the seeds for what would later evolve into more structured secret societies. One example of this spiritual resistance is the rise of Obeah, a system of spiritual beliefs and practices with roots in West Africa. Obeah practitioners were revered for their knowledge of herbal remedies and spiritual healing. To the enslaved Africans, Obeah offered protection, justice, and hope. Obeah rituals invoked the power of the ancestors to heal, protect, and even exact revenge. While Obeah offered a spiritual shield, another form of resistance took shape in the island's rugged interior. The untamed mountains of Jamaica became a refuge for those seeking to escape bondage. Here, the Maroons established independent communities, united by their determination to remain free. Their escape from slavery was a testament to their courage and resilience. The mountains became their sanctuary, a symbol of their indomitable spirit. The Maroon communities were vibrant societies that preserved their African heritage. Central to their way of life was a deep reverence for their ancestors. The abeng, a musical instrument, served as a vital communication tool. Their skilled use of herbal remedies healed the sick and provided sustenance. The Maroons were fierce warriors, masters of guerrilla warfare. The Maroons' resistance was a powerful symbol of defiance against oppression. Their existence challenged the foundation of slavery, demonstrating that freedom was possible. Over time, colonial authorities were forced to acknowledge the Maroons' autonomy. The legacy of the Maroons continues to resonate in Jamaica today, celebrated as national heroes. As the 18th century dawned, a new wave of spiritual fervour swept across Jamaica. Amidst the brutality of plantation life, the Native Baptist movement emerged. This faith offered a message of hope and empowerment to the oppressed. Native Baptist preachers risked imprisonment to share their faith. Their churches became sanctuaries of hope and resistance. Central to the Native Baptist movement was the belief in liberation. Their gospel promised freedom from the chains of slavery. The rituals and practices were infused with African spirituality. Music played a central role in their worship, evoking a sense of collective ecstasy. The movement emphasized community and mutual aid, fostering unity and shared purpose. The secretive nature of the Native Baptist movement added to its allure. Rumors of miraculous healings and spirit possession fueled its growth. Despite colonial efforts to suppress it, the faith flourished underground. The movement provided a powerful foundation for the development of secret societies in Jamaica. As Jamaica moved into the 19th century, the island's social landscape transformed. The abolition of slavery marked a turning point, ushering in a new era of stratification. Amidst this change, Freemasonry gained prominence among Jamaica's elite. Initially restricted to white men, it later attracted the burgeoning middle class. Freemasonry offered spiritual enlightenment and moral guidance. The promise of self-improvement and belonging to a centuries-old tradition proved irresistible. The rituals and symbols of Freemasonry became a source of fascination and suspicion. Initiation ceremonies involved elaborate rituals and oaths of allegiance. Despite the intrigue, Freemasons were actively involved in charitable works. Their lodges became centers of intellectual discourse and community support. As Jamaica progressed towards independence, Freemasonry's influence intertwined with the political landscape. Prominent figures in the movement for self-governance were known Freemasons. Masonic lodges became fertile ground for networking and alliances. The presence of Freemasons in power had a tangible impact on Jamaica's development. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of secret societies and their influence on history. As Jamaica navigated the early 20th century, grappling with colonial legacies, a new social and spiritual movement emerged: Rastafari. Rooted in Marcus Garvey's teachings and Pan-Africanism, it challenged social hierarchies. Decentralized and spiritually driven, it rejected Western materialism. Central to its beliefs was Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Lion of Judah. Rastafarians distinguished themselves not only through their beliefs, but also through their distinctive appearance and cultural practices. Dreadlocks, the uncombed coils of hair that became synonymous with the movement, were seen as a symbol of their connection to Africa, their rejection of Western beauty standards, and their embrace of a natural spiritual way of life. Music, particularly reggae, became a powerful medium for expressing Rastafarian beliefs, spreading its message of love, unity, and resistance far beyond Jamaica's shores. Bob Marley, perhaps the most iconic figure to emerge from the Rastafarian movement, became a global superstar, his music carrying the message of Rastafari to every corner of the world. The use of marijuana, known as ganja in Rastafarian culture, was not simply a recreational activity, but a sacred ritual, believed to enhance spiritual awareness and bring them closer to the divine. This practice, however, brought them into conflict with Jamaican authorities, who saw it as a threat to social order and a symbol of rebellion. while Rastafari, as a whole, embraced openness and a message of universal love. Within the movement existed factions that practiced a more guarded form of spirituality. Groups like the Nyabingi, known for their adherence to traditional African drumming and chanting rituals, maintained a degree of secrecy, their gatherings often closed to outsiders. The 12 tribes of Israel, another branch of Rastafari, adopted a more structured hierarchical system with specific rituals and teachings reserved for initiated members. This emphasis on secrecy was not intended to exclude, but rather to protect the sanctity of their beliefs and practices from those they believed were not yet ready to understand. This secrecy, however, also led to misunderstandings and suspicion from the outside world. Rastafarians were often stereotyped as drug-using, anti-establishment radicals, their spiritual beliefs dismissed as mere superstition. This perception, fueled by fear and prejudice, led to discrimination and persecution, driving some Rastafarian communities further underground. Whispers of secret societies echo through Jamaica's bustling streets and tranquil countryside. Their presence is felt in power corridors, drum rhythms, and cultural rituals. From Kingston's boardrooms to rural villages, these organizations shape Jamaica's landscape. Freemasonry's influence in business and politics is notable. Shadowy groups, their origins and motives mysterious, influence felt but rarely seen. These rumors, whether fact or speculation, fascinate us. Their impact on Jamaican culture is undeniable. The story of Jamaica's secret societies is not a simple narrative of good versus evil, but rather a complex tapestry woven from threads of resistance, ambition, faith, and the enduring human need for belonging. These organizations, often shrouded in secrecy and subject to misunderstanding, have played a multifaceted role in shaping the island's identity. They have provided refuge and solace to the oppressed, offering a sense of community and empowerment in the face of adversity. The clandestine gatherings of enslaved Africans, the mountaintop strongholds of the Maroons, the veiled churches of the native Baptists. These were spaces where hope could flourish, where traditions could be preserved, and where plans for liberation could be hatched. Yet these societies have also been accused of perpetuating elitism, of wielding power from the shadows, and of prioritizing the interests of their members over the common good. The exclusivity of Freemasonry, the veiled agendas of certain political groups, the internal hierarchies within some Rastafarian factions, these aspects raise questions about the balance between secrecy and transparency, between individual ambition and collective responsibility. To truly understand Jamaica, one must look beyond its idyllic beaches and vibrant music scene, delving into the hidden corners of its history where the echoes of secret societies still resonate. These organizations, with their blend of African traditions, European influences, and uniquely Jamaican interpretations, reflect the island's complex and multifaceted identity. They remind us that history is not a linear progression, but rather a tapestry woven from countless threads, some hidden, some visible, but all contributing to the richness and complexity of the human experience. The story of Jamaica's secret societies challenges us to confront the complexities of power, identity, and the enduring human search for meaning and belonging. As we reflect on the legacy of these organizations, we are reminded that secrecy, while often associated with the clandestine and the forbidden, can also serve as a shield for the vulnerable, a catalyst for social change, and a guardian of ancient wisdom. The story of Jamaica's secret societies is ultimately a story about the resilience of the human spirit, its capacity for adaptation, and its enduring quest for freedom, both physical and spiritual.